Hello boys and girls of year 1 and year 2 and welcome to week 3 of virtual PE with Mr. J. Last week we covered 3 different jumps. We covered the pencil jump, we covered the star jump and we covered the tuck jump. And I set you the challenge of attempting a pike and a straddle jump. Today we're going to look at them 2 jumps specifically, the pike and the straddle, and try and perfect them and perform them really well. But before we get started in any PE lesson, what is the first thing we need to do in a PE lesson? Let me hear you shout it.
Warm up, Mr. J.
Oh, warm up, fantastic. So we're going to do our warm up today and we're going to use the bean game just like last week. So let's see what beans you can remember. So for our warm up today, boys and girls, we're going to be playing the bean game. So what's going to happen is I'm going to shout out some words or some varieties of beans and you are going to perform the action as we do it. So I'm going to run through them all now before we play our bean game. So our first bean is the runner bean. So if I call out runner bean, we're going to be running on the spot as fast as we can. That is the runner bean. Our second bean is the broad bean. So we need to make ourselves as wide as we can. And that is for our broad bean. Our third bean is our jumping bean. So if Mr. J calls out jumping bean, we're going to jump as high as we can. Our fourth bean is the baked bean. So if I call out baked bean, you're going to make yourselves as small as you can on the floor. That is our baked bean. Our fifth bean is our jelly bean. And you are going to wobble like jelly. So if Mr. J calls out jelly bean, we're going to wobble our arms and wobble our legs. Our sixth bean is our string bean. So string bean are really tall. So you need to make yourself as tall as possible on your tiptoes, get your arms nice and high. And our last bean is our frozen bean, where you need to freeze on the spot. Okay, so whatever bean I call out, that's what action we are going to perform. Let's give it a go. So we'll do them in order to start off with. So our first one, remember, is runner bean. So running on the spot. Our second bean, who can remember what it was? It was broad bean, so make ourselves nice and wide as we can. Third bean was jumping bean. Get your knees nice and high, feet off the ground. Our fourth bean comes out of a tin. Baked bean, so nice and small. Excellent. Fifth one was jelly bean, so shake our arms, shake our legs. Sixth one was string bean, nice and tall. Excellent. And our last one, remember, was frozen bean. Okay, so runner bean, jumping bean, jelly bean. Excellent. Keep them jelly beans going. Broad bean, nice and wide. String bean, jumping bean, runner bean. Excellent. Broad bean, baked bean, string bean, runner bean, jumping bean, jelly bean, and freeze. Excellent. Have a go at practicing your beans on your own now. Good luck. So today, boys and girls, we're going to learn all about how to perform a jump. And we're going to break the jump down into 3 different stages. Okay, stage 1 is going to be prepare to jump. Stage 2 is going to be when we perform the jump. And stage 3 is going to be landing safely. And we're going to go through every single stage and then So, the first part of how to perform a jump is preparing to jump. Okay, so this is very, very simple. It's broken down to 3 actions, which I'm going to show you how to perform now and then give you the opportunity to go and practice. So the first thing we need to do when preparing to jump is put our feet together. Imagine we've super glued them together and they can't be pulled apart. The second thing we need to do is we need to bend our knees, okay? We're not going to keep our legs straight, we're going to bend our knees. And the third stage is we're going to swing our arms. So our arms will start out in front of us, we'll then swing them back, and then as we take off to jump, we'll swing them forward to generate momentum, okay? So remember, the first thing we need to do is we put our feet together, we don't keep our legs straight, we bend our knees, and then we practice swinging our arms so they'll come from the foot in front of us, behind, in front, behind, in front. And that is part 1 of how to perform a jump, which is preparing to jump. So go and have a practice yourselves doing them 3 simple actions. Okay, now you've had a go at preparing to jump, the second stage of performing a jump is to perform the jump. And all we will do in this stage is to demonstrate or perform the shape that we would like to jump in. So that might be a pencil shape, it might be a star shape, or it might be a tuck shape. So we will perform this shape in the air, okay? And that is the second stage of performing a jump. Perform the jump. Have a go yourselves. So the third and final part of performing a jump is to land safely. And to land safely, there are 4 different things that we need to do. Okay, so as we land, we need to land with our feet together. We need to bend our knees, we need to put our arms out in front of us, and we need to keep our head up with our eyes looking forward. Okay, so as we land, remember we land feet together, knees bent, arms out in front of us, and our head up, looking straight in front of us. So if Mr. J was to practice, as you can see, feet are together, knees were bent, arms out in front of us, my head was up and I was looking directly in front of me. Have a go at landing safely. Okay, boys and girls, now it's time to attempt the pike jump. So we all remember the pike shape from last week. So our legs are out in front of us, back nice and straight, try and touch our toes, keeping our back nice and straight. Okay, legs out in front of us, perfect. So we're going to perform that shape as we jump. So remember, we need to prepare to jump, feet together, bend our knees, pike shape, then land. Okay, watch again. Perfect. That is the pike jump. Have a go. See how you get on. The last jump we're going to attempt today, boys and girls, is the straddle jump. So, the straddle shape we did last week, remember, on our bottom, feet out wide, arms out wide, trying to touch our toes. Okay, we are going to perform that shape now in the air as we jump. So let's give it a go. Prepare to jump, so feet together, bend your knees, swing your arms, straddle shape, land safely. Once again, feet together, knees bent, swing our arms, straddle shape, and then land safely. Have a go at performing a straddle jump. challenge to you boys and girls is to see whether you can perform them jumps in different directions. So not just forwards, can we go in other directions, such as backwards or to the side? Okay, so have a go with all three jumps and the three different shapes at performing them in a different direction. Unfortunately, boys and girls, that is all we've got time for today. We've looked at the pike and we've looked at the straddle jump today. So now, over last week and today, we've performed 5 jumps. We've performed pencil, star, tuck, pike and straddle. Next week, we're going to be focusing on balances. So don't forget to upload pictures and videos of you attempting the jumps we've covered today, as well as uploading your PE worksheets to your portfolio on Class Dojo. I'll see you next week. Bye!
Don't forget to upload the pictures of you practicing the shapes we learnt today onto your Class Dojo page. See you next week.